Hey, I'm Desiree. I'm Jenny. And we're going to show some techniques today.
Today we're going to show a back take to a rear naked choke, but the gym is really loud, so it's going to be a voiceover.
Hi, I'm Desiree Lussier-Levesque, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu coach, competitor, and Judoka. Welcome to my channel, The Purple Belt Diaries.
So we're going to start by wedging our knee, the outside one, in between their knee and elbow. And then I like to grab their arm and then grab my arm to make a figure 4. I often put the leg over, but this isn't necessary. Everyone has a different way of kind of getting into this. To get your points, you're going to need to have your hooks and you're going to need to have your seat belt. You're going to also need to hold this for about 3 seconds before going for your choke. That way it's clear that you've established a dominant position. If you're just going for the choke and you have trouble getting the other leg, that's okay. You really only need the bottom one, especially if you're low enough on the individual, you can hook around there and still maintain. However, it is going to be a lot better for you if you have both of your hooks in, because then you can establish control. And again, who doesn't want the points if you're doing a points tournament? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take your arm so that the elbow is in the front of the neck and grab your own bicep with your hand. Then you can put your arm behind the back of the head. Squeeze your bicep for the tap from another angle. So we're going to take and make sure that, again, our elbow is in the center of the front of the neck. And we're going to then grab our bicep because this is going to be a blood choke. So we're going to be squeezing on the arteries. We're going to put our head right next to her head and basically try to put our ear next to her ear and squeeze the bicep in order to get this choke. So here's a slow motion. You can see that my head is next to her head. So I'm very close to her. I've got my hand on my own bicep for a good grip. And then I'm moving the hand to the back of the head, squeezing my biceps. So again, this is a blood choke. We're cutting off the carotid, and so we're going to use the bicep and the forearm around the carotid and flexing those in order to get the tap and actually cut that blood flow. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to show this again. However, we're going to show a variation that can be used for judo. And why do we need a variation for judo? Well, because we can't push on the back of the head in the same way we can in jiu-jitsu. It could be considered a neck crank, and so we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach around, grab the shoulder, just as we would earlier. But instead of going around the back of the head, we're going to clasp our hands together. And this time, we're not going to be bringing our elbow all the way to the front. We're going to be instead pulling our elbows as if we're trying to pull them back behind our opponent's back and touch them behind our back. And of course, we're not going to be able to do that, but that's how we're going to get our choke. Now, we're going to cover what happens if they won't lift their chin. So we're going to bend our fingers like this, and we're just going to push underneath her jawline until we can bring that across to get our rear naked choke. So again, bend the fingers. We're not doing a whole fist. It's just kind of like a little tiny mini fist sort of thing. And then we're going to just push into the jawline and try to work our way underneath the jawline until we can get that across. It's either going to be so uncomfortable that she moves her jaw herself, or we're going to be able to wiggle longer. So again, there's multiple ways to choke from here, and you can actually switch back and forth between the two of them. It's just in judo, remember, you grab your bicep, but you wouldn't be able to switch your hand back behind the head.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please check out some of the others. Don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe, and maybe that notification bell. See you next time.